Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the Club Envy X Duckling Showdown number 7. Oh my god. It is good to be here. It's good to be back once again with another series of show matches. And my oh my, what a series do we have before you. It's going to be a TVT best of 7 between Björn and Cure. And if you are in the chat, predictions will soon be open. Give me a moment to set them up. We just finished it up in the videos. We have 7 matches ahead of us, potentially 7 matches ahead of us, and we are ready to sink our teeth into it. For those that are maybe curious and unaware as to what this tournament series is, a series of show matches. A big shout out to Club NV, as Club NV is sponsoring these show matches every single week, and we're here bringing it to you live on a weekly basis. We did take a couple of weeks hiatus because of IEM. Because of IEM Katowice, we took a couple of weeks off, but now we are back in the full swing of things, and we have returned with some weekly show match action. Best of 7. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. I was premature. Un momento, papi, un momento. As if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets, everyone. Place your bets in the chat for how you think this series will go. It's gonna be a wild one. I'm hoping we can go the distance. I'm hoping we can get a series out of this, but it is up to you to decide. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have our South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Terran player, also from the land of South Korea, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Björn. Here we go. Now, for those that are curious, the vetoes were Radis's Station and Equilibrium. Shouldn't be much of a surprise, to be honest. Should not be a surprise here when it comes to the vetoes. The 2 most unorthodox maps in the map pool have been gotten rid of, and we will be able to dive into every other map. We're starting things off with side Delta, followed by Alkyone, followed by Golden Aura, Solaris, Oceanborn, Hecate, and if we get to the ace match, Hardlead. Hardlead will be the final game, the final map of the best of 7 if we do get there. So again, plenty of matches ahead of us, plenty of games to be had. Double gas opener at a Cure, so a faster factory after the racks. We do have an economic opener at a Björn. It is going to be a racks expand with a single gas geyser instead. So Cure is going to be more of the aggressor. Björn is going to be the defender, at least here in the beginning of game 1. Already we've kind of taken charge here, at least Cure has, with that factory now on the way. And if you're curious as well, this is a rematch. If you were here a couple of days ago, you would have been a part of the KSL broadcast that we had. We casted the Korean StarCraft League this week, or this weekend, we casted it. And fun fact, the finals was a TVT between Cure and Björn. They just faced off a couple of days ago in a best of 5. And we bore witness to a pretty dominant showing by Cure. Cure, he did have a dominant showing there. He did bring Björn down 3-1. Cure, he won our most recent best of 5. But as Cynical, shout out to Cynical Death in the chat, as he was pointing out, it is typically back and forth. Like historically, Björn and Cure, it's been very back and forth between the 2 of them. Cure may have won most recently in a best of 5, but that's only the most recent result, and it's still going to be hard to call. So to the people predicting out there, I'm not envious at all. Best of luck, papi. Best of luck. Best of luck. Also, a big shout out to someone in the chat, Soundo. Big shout out to Soundo. They've been subscribing for 40 months in a row. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all the love. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Quack, papi. Quack. Big shout out to Soundo. Has been supporting us for a very, very long time. Years at this point. Happy to bring you the content, the casting, as much as we can. Do appreciate it. As we're now settling into our PvT, we're settling into our Terran versus Terran, and here we go, we're getting to a 1-1-1 towards a Cyclone drop. So with the faster factory, we have gotten into Cyclone production. Initially, it was Reaper Hellion just to defend, and now we're getting into Reactored Cyclone production. There's the Unsolved Reactor on that factory, and Cyclones are amassing. So it's going to be Mass Cyclone here from Cure. Meanwhile, Björn has gone for a very different opener. Instead, he keeps the reactor on his racks for marine production, and he is going straight for a tech lab on the factory. if you've been watching recently, it wasn't just the TVT in KSL, in the finals of KSL. We also had a TVT in the finals of ESL Asia. It was Oliveira versus Bjorn. And we also spoke about this dynamic, how Oliveira has been very fond of this, Bjorn is mixing it in. Basically, we're skipping Cyclones completely and we're going into tanks. Really fast tank production here out of Bjorn. Meanwhile, here comes a drop into the natural. Tank does siege in time, big volley goes off. And we do force a pick up at the same time. We do have a Hellion and a Reaper across the map. We get 1, 2 SCVs, we're going to get a third. 3 SCV kills for the bare minimum, by the way. Very nicely done. Bjorn gets a couple of worker kills. At the same time, Cyclones that drop back into the main base, and Bjorn also loses some workers. SCVs are getting picked off. 6 workers in total. And can the medevac escape? Again, there is no stim. That means they cannot catch up, and the medevac will boost the hell out of there. Whew. I was concerned. Initially, Bjorn dealt more damage, but now he has sustained more losses here. Cure, he escapes with most of his units. Looking at the units lost tab, Cure hasn't lost anything. Or he lost his workers, but he didn't lose any of his fighting units. He does keep all of them alive. Cure does come out with the slight lead, and despite the economic opener of Bjorn, Cure now has a worker lead. On top of that, 3rd CC on location. Cure knows he has map control. He knows, well, he saw the production. Cure, he's aware of the tank production here from Bjorn. That means that Bjorn relinquishes map control, as Bjorn is playing basically a turtle-heavy style with higher tank count, and Cure can do whatever he wants. Cure can be as greedy as he pleases. So for now, we're getting into our production, getting into our add-ons, a 3rd base on the way, and Bjorn is stuck at home. Bjorn, he's stuck at home for the foreseeable future. That will soon about to change though. Again, we're amassing Marines, Stim is on the way, medevacs are on the way. We have the option to keep our tanks at home and move out with some drop play, but before that happens, we should be dealing with this army and expanding. So Bjorn can soon be active with these medevacs. And there we go, we have the Unsiege. Bjorn is going to be breaking free. Is going to be pushing out behind this. 3rd CC about to finish up for Cure. And Cure getting away with quite a bit of greed. The move out is upon us. Now, this could just be to establish a 3rd, or we could actually commit across the map. There we go, we are going to be committing. As Bjorn does roll out. At the same time, Cure getting ready for a backstab. Does slip into the natural. What is there at home to defend? We have some Marines. And we do have Stim. Stim finishing up just in time. It is available, and we do Stim forward. Boys are being pulled. We focus on the Cyclones to get 1. And up. We barely get the other as well. A big pick up. At the same time, Liberator in the main base. We get a couple of SCV kills. We drag and distract the army. And now we come in with the main force. Bjorn distracting Cure. Gets a kill on a Raven. Gets 1 Raven. The tanks, they siege up. They annihilate the Cyclones. Defensively, Cyclones, they do not do quite well at all. They're so brittle, they're so fragile. The Cyclones go down, the Marines as well, and Bjorn, he's barely breaking through, but we have a defensive tank just in time. Oh, it's so close. Bjorn takes down the tank. With the last volley, the tank does fall. He gets 10 SCVs as well. The Liberator going ham in the main. Cure, he was distracted. He was a little bit too distracted by the main army. More boys being pulled. 16 SCVs go down. And Cure, he will clean this up, but Bjorn is rallying everything across the map. And remember, Bjorn, he does have Stim with his army, does have another tank working up as well. He has momentum. Cure in a lot of trouble. It gives up on the 3rd. Lifts up the 3rd base, floats it back into the main. 1 tank is barely arriving in time here for Cure. Look at the units tab. Cure, he's down in Marines, down in tanks. But Cure, he has a Raven. Did keep 1 Raven alive. That Lib finally goes down. That Liberator jet, it killed 16 workers on its own. It was crazy. That 1 Lib was the MVP. Again, Bjorn just pulling the attention of Cure apart. As we threaten to drop into the main base, but alas, we are deterred. We are forced back. To have the armory on the way. Bjorn hasn't lost anything yet. Does back off behind this. 3rd CC is done, now being landed on location. Despite the fact that Cure initially had the faster 3rd, now Bjorn will have the better economy with his 3rd base. Ooh, big tank shot goes off. Bjorn has to be careful. Does get within range of a depot at least. And we'll bring the depot down. Oh, ooh, as we lose a full medevac. Big pick up by Cure. Yeah, punishes the greed there of Bjorn. Bjorn overextending a little bit there. Full medevac goes down. Cure, he's not out of this. Cure, he is behind in economy. He's down a base, he's down in workers. That is all true. But Cure, he still has a standing army. A comparable army to Bjorn's.